I heard something recently that I've been thinking about that touched me. The most dangerous excuse we give ourselves is the valid one. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, hmm, okay. I really don't know if I like the word excuse, okay? Because sometimes it's truly, genuinely not an excuse, okay? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes those things actually happened to you, okay? Something really happened to you for real, for real, for real. Maybe, let's say you went through a terrible relationship, okay? You were dating the guy and he cheated on you 37 times and you couldn't leave and all that. Or maybe you grew up without the kind of support that other people had. You had to do everything by yourself. Or maybe you lost money or you trusted somebody that disappointed you so badly. Or maybe you had children that you had to raise alone while you were still also trying to figure out your own life. See, or sometimes it might just be life did not just go the way you thought it would go. And those things are not excuses, those things are real because they actually happened. So I'm not going to sit here, okay, and, or stand here. I'm not going to stand here or sit here and tell you, oh, don't worry, just forget about it, okay? Get over it. You know what they say? Get over it and just move on. Move on, move on. No, I'm not going to say that because some things actually hurt. I've been hurt. So I know how it feels to be hurt, especially when it's someone that you trusted so much. Some things can change you, okay? Some things genuinely can set you back, set you so back so badly that you have to start behind zero. But you see, this is what made me actually think, okay? Someone can be a completely valid reason for where you are today and become the thing that keeps you there longer than you should. You see that? And a lot of times we don't even know. We don't know. And you see that someone will be out there living their life. Oh, the story is true. Okay. I wanted to start my business, but then this happened. Okay. But this word, but. Okay. I wanted to go back to school, but I had children. I got pregnant. This guy deceived me, got me pregnant. Oh my God. If I see him, I'll break his head. I wanted to do this, but I had so much planned for my life. But then my marriage fell apart. I wanted to start over, but I lost so much money. I almost died. And I'm not saying any of those did not happen or might not have happened. Maybe everything you're saying after that but is completely true or genuine, right? Nobody's arguing with you. Nobody's saying that they don't happen or they didn't happen. And I am definitely not saying that those things did not happen. But I think, let me come closer to you. I think that at some point, we really need to ask ourselves a completely different question. Okay, after the but, so, so what happened now? What happens now after now? Because there are things that happen to us that we genuinely cannot control or could not control, okay? And if we had the opportunity to do so, maybe we would go back to change them. If we had the opportunity to, maybe we would turn back the hands of time. But no, we can't, okay? I wish we could sometimes. If not, I would have gone back to go and speak on my ex. That's just a joke, right? But we cannot, okay? We can't. So maybe the question should not even be, why did this thing happen to me? Why me? Because when you ask, why me? I will come and ask you, why not you? Do you want it to happen to me? When we ask God, God, why me? That's a joke, right? So maybe the question should be, with everything that has happened to me, what can I still do from here now? Yesterday is not asking you to fix it. Today is the only thing asking you to participate and start all over again. I'm not saying it's easy, but you can do it. Because I really truly believe that is so powerful. Because you can truly say that hurt me. Okay? Yes, it did. But you can also say, yes, it hurt me, but I don't want it to hurt the rest of my life. Okay? You can say, oh, this guy hurt me. But do you want him to continue hurting the rest of your life while he's there building his own life? You can say, yes, I lost some years. Maybe a lot of us have lost years. We've lost time, okay? But you can also say, I don't want to lose the years that I still have. That is a better question to me. You can say, yes, I didn't have the same opportunities that these people had, these other people had. But you can also still ask yourself a better question. Okay, what can I do with what I have now? Okay, remember the Bible passage where that woman was asked, what do you have in your house? And no, I'm not saying you have to pretend that you're okay when you're not. And you don't have to also pretend like the things that happened did not happen. You don't have to minimize those things that happened to you. That's not what I'm saying. And I am also not saying that you have to turn your pain into some, motivational speech. That's not what I am saying. But baby, while we're making room for the pain, we also have to make room for the future. Please, okay? Your pain is real. I need you to understand that I feel your pain. Your pain is so real that I'm almost seeing it right now. But so is your potential, okay? Your pain is real, but your potential is also very, very real. And sometimes I think we spend so much time trying to understand why we are the way we are. And please, I need you to understand that understanding yourself is important, okay? I need you to understand that understanding yourself is very important. But eventually, we also need to ask ourselves, where do I want to go from here? Where do I want to go from here? Where do I go from here? Where? Where? Okay, that's destination. And maybe you're not ready to change your whole life tomorrow morning, and that's okay. I mean, who is going to change their whole life tomorrow morning, anyways? Or maybe moving forward right now looks very, 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 very small, but you can start, okay? Take the first step. Please, it might be applying for a job, go ahead and do it. Maybe it's just saving $20 every week, go ahead and do it. Maybe it's saving $100 every 2 weeks, go ahead and do it. Maybe it's taking one class, learning a new skill. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's talking to somebody. Maybe it's learning a skill that will make you more money. I tell my friends, there's some things you're doing right now that you're spending a lot of your time doing, and that may be the reason you're broke. If you can outsource some of these things to learn a better skill that will make you better money, please go ahead and do it. Maybe it's finally starting that business that you've been thinking about for 3.5 years. Go ahead and start, okay? Maybe it's posting that first video and only 17 people watch it. Imagine you have 17 people right now in front of you and you're talking to them. And sometimes 12 of them might even be your family members. That's okay. Who cares? You started. That's all that matters. Okay? That's all that matters. You started. Maybe it's setting one boundary. Maybe it's you making one decision today that the woman you're becoming will eventually thank you for. It doesn't have to be one big, giant, step that when you take, everywhere is shaking and the foundation of the house is in trouble. No, You see, rebuilding your life is actually very, very subtle. It is not, there's no drama in it, okay? It doesn't come with a lot of drama. Sometimes, actually, most of it is quite boring, very boring. It's doing one little thing that nobody knows you're doing, but you keep doing that thing, and then you do another little thing, and then another one. And one day you look around and you're like, wow, wait, what? Me? How did I do this? Or you look at yourself and you're like, oh, wow, I'm actually not where I used to be anymore. Because, baby girl, you're not where you used to be. Okay? And please, there's something else I really want to say. Don't use somebody else's life as a measuring stick to your own. See, this one, measuring stick for your own. This one, this one wears me out. Don't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 57. Because sometimes I hear people say things like, well, somebody went through the same thing, and somebody started this thing, and look at this person, they have 2 million followers. They started 25 years ago. You started yours 25 minutes ago. Okay. And when you start, don't say, oh, this person started almost at the same time with me and very successful now. Okay, but did she really go through the same thing you went through? Is she going through the same thing you're going through? Some people have help. Okay, some people have backbone. You need to know. You don't know all these things. People have different support systems. People have different responsibilities. People have different resources and different opportunities. You need to understand that. Okay. Somebody may have gone through a divorce and had a parent waiting with an extra bedroom and financial support. You can go through yours and you go back to the street. They are not the same. Okay. Another woman can go through the same divorce with 3 children and have nowhere to go, not even the street. You see that? Those are not the same starting point. They're not. So looking at another person and saying, if she could do it, why can't you? I don't do that. Okay. My friends know that I don't compare people because I don't know that secret person that is supporting you that nobody knows about. No. I don't like it. Looking at your own life and asking yourself, with everything I've been through or with everything that is going on in my life, where do I start from somewhere? Okay. Or maybe you look at yourself and you're like, with things that I have available to me right now, it looks like there's nothing possible for me. No, no, no. There is always something possible for you. So when you ask that question, that's the kind of question I actually like. All right. Because I'm not saying you didn't go through anything. I'm not saying you've not wasted time or wasted years. No, we are building from where you are, okay, where you are right now. Take the next step, okay? And you see, I honestly believe that there would come a point in your life where you have to decide that whatever happened to you has already taken enough, okay? Maybe it took your marriage, that's okay. Maybe it took your confidence, that's fine. Maybe it took your money. We've all been there. Maybe it took your time. You see this time? Because that's the most valuable resource that we have. And that's why I don't like, the most wicked thing you can do to anybody is to waste their time. Maybe it took few years from you, like I said, maybe it took friendship from you. Maybe even, had to do with trust. It now makes you think twice before trusting people. You can't trust people anymore. Okay, that's fine. We acknowledge all of that. But baby, it does not automatically get everything else. You shouldn't allow what has taken anything from you in the past to continue taking from you. It doesn't automatically get the next 5 years of your life. No, you shouldn't allow it to get your dreams. You shouldn't let it get your peace from you. No, no. And it does not automatically get your joy. No, no. It got what it wanted to get in the past, but it definitely doesn't automatically get the woman you are becoming. I need you to look at yourself in the mirror and pick yourself back up, because you can do this. You're better than this, okay? Tell yourself, whatever happened to me in the past has collected enough. Enough is enough, okay? I'm not giving you motivational speech, but I need you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, no, I'm done being angry, okay? You don't have to be angry. And you don't have to wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. and buy a new journal and drink green juice and announce new year, new me, new life. No, you don't have to be dramatic about it. Please, I beg. That's not what I'm asking you to do. Sometimes the decision that changes your life is not loud, okay? It's actually very, very quiet. You can just tell yourself, you know what? I'm ready to start again, okay? I'm done being stagnant. I'm ready to start moving again. That's it. Just one little decision that is not loud. The person next to you may not even need to know. So you start moving again, you take one step and then another step and then another step, until one day the thing that happened to you becomes something that is part of your story. Instead of making it a place where your story ended or where your story stopped. No, please, please. You can do it. I promise you, I believe in you. You're much more than you think you are. And you need to ask yourself, is what happened to me simply explaining where I am right now? Or has it slowly started deciding where I stay? I need you to ask yourself that question. And I'm not saying you should ask yourself so you can judge yourself. I'm saying you should ask yourself so you can have a rethink. Okay. You don't have to answer it today, but you need to ask, okay, what happened to me in the past? Is it not deciding my life and my future? Think about it, because yes, baby, what happened to you matters a lot. I'm telling you, I promise you, I believe you. Your pain matters so much. Your story matters. Okay? I have my story. Everybody has their story. But as much as that matters, as much as your story matters, your future matters too. And I think the future you deserves a chance. So please give her one. Give her one. One more thing that I really want us to think about is, what are you spending your time on? Remember, I said it earlier that time is the most valuable resource that you have. Okay? Time. I want us to talk about our time. All right? What are you spending your time on? What are you spending your time on? See, if you lose money, okay, you can get it back. You can get it back. If you lose a relationship, God can give you a better relationship. Okay? If you lose love, you can get love back. You can get it back. But once you lose time, once you lose time, it will take miracle to get it back, and it's called restoration. Okay? We are not in Bible class, but yes, we acknowledge what God is doing. But I want us to talk about time. What are you spending your time on? Sometimes this is what is keeping you stuck. The things you spend your time on is what is keeping you stuck. Okay? Some of us have things that we do around the house, cleaning, you know, we spend a lot of time We spend a lot of time on things that we can outsource, you know, we can give to people to do for us so that we can learn a new skill. Let me tell you what happens with time. If you spend your time doing a job that you can outsource for $15 per hour, you're telling the universe that this is what you're worth, okay? That's what you're telling the universe. That's what you're saying. And that's why you will be on this level, okay? Okay? Less than, less than, greater than, less than, whatever. You'll be on this level, okay? So what I would do, if I can afford this, if I can afford $15 per hour, and I need to clean the house or I need to do something that will take me 5 hours, I would rather outsource this and pay someone $75 and use this 5 hours and spend it on building an asset. And I'm not saying you should build a home, no. Asset, house, real estate is not the only asset. You can write a book, okay? You can start writing a book. You can read a book, okay? Knowledge is very, very important. Knowledge, when you read a good book, imagine you get yourself this book and you start reading and you read this book for 5 hours. The amount of knowledge that you would have gained if you now have the power and the capacity and the discipline to put it into to put the knowledge to work and you start doing what you gain, you will get this $75 back and you will get more, get it even more. You get even more. Whatever. You understand what I'm saying, right? You can write a book, okay? You can write a book if there's something, maybe from your experience, there's something that other people are doing that you know that these people are doing this thing, and it's wrong. You can write a book and teach them, what to do, how to do it right. But you see, there's something they call curse of knowledge in psychology. I hope I'm right with that. Okay, curse of knowledge. Where psychology, yes, where you automatically think that just because you know something, other people should know it. No, 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 no. That's not true. That's not true. There's a lot of things you know right now that a lot of people don't know. When you invest your time in teaching other people, before you know it, you start getting paid. You start getting paid. I hope this is not permanent. Okay. You start getting paid for it. And if you continue with this, if you continue and you don't stop, a time will come that you're going to get your money back in multiple folds. Okay. But if you spend these 5 hours cleaning something that you could have paid $15 an hour. I'm not saying that's what people charge. I'm just giving this as an illustration before somebody will say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Cleaning is not $15 an hour." This is just an illustration, okay? This is just an example. Okay? So when you tell the universe that this is what your time is worth, this is what you're going to get, okay? You have to be something when you when you when you become something, then you start doing that thing and then you have the result. Principles don't stop working just because you start applying them. No. If I see a wealthy person today, if I'm disciplined and I start doing exactly what that person is doing, exactly, regardless of my race or my color or my gender, I will get the results that person is getting. I may not start getting it today because the person has wisdom and experience and everything. And I start doing what that person is doing. I start thinking the way that person is thinking. I put my best foot forward. I will get the result. Principles don't stop working just because you start applying them, just because you are black or white or green or yellow or purple. No, no. What am I saying? Take your time to think and look at what you're spending your time on. Whatever you spend, anything you invest your time on deserves your attention. Yeah, that's the word. Your attention, okay? Because time, you can't get it back, okay? Once you waste it, once you lose your time, you can't get it back. Since the time I understood this principle, or whatever it is that I've written here, my life has changed. I'm serious. I'm very serious. Because I now understand that if it takes me 4 hours to cook a pot of soup that the kids will eat 1/4 of it and trash the rest, and when because the kids are full, okay? When you're full, you can't eat more than your stomach. Can you eat more than your stomach? No. So by the time they go and trash the rest of the soup, you're angry. Why are you angry? You're not angry because they didn't finish. You're angry because you look at all the 4 hours of your time, of your life, that you spent cooking that small pot of soup, and they've trashed it. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't cook, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Instead of spending
4 hours on this, if it's something you can get a very good person that can cook a good, and you can pay them and spend that time
playing with the kids or teaching them something, okay? You can read a book, you can play, you can do something with them, okay? These are some of the things that we do. You know, you do a lot of things for people, things that they didn't ask for, and then you expect them to pay back. And then when they're unable to pay back because they didn't even know that they are owing you, you get upset with them, and then you start resenting them, and the spirit of offense comes in, and you know, a good relationship just turned upside down. Everybody's just mad and angry because nobody did anything.
guard your time, okay? Your time equals your life.
What's your life? Okay. If you think truthfully to yourself that what you're doing right now, that you can become more, you don't become more by doing the same thing over and over again. Okay. It doesn't work always like that. You become more by doing because see, when you be that thing and you do that thing, that's when you will have that thing. You become a lawyer, okay? You don't expect that a lawyer will be paid the same thing as someone who is not a lawyer, okay? I don't know how much they pay them. Maybe let's use doctors. If a doctor earns, let's say, $200 an hour, okay? And there's someone else who earns maybe $30 an hour. You don't expect the two of them to have to go on with the same thing at the end of the day. If you know that you can afford and you have the time and you have the resources and you genuinely know that you can be this, then why do you spend your time on this? Why not take your time to study? You don't have to be a doctor. Take a course, okay? Maybe IT skill or something that would pay you more. Again, I said if you have the time and the resources, because some people genuinely don't have it. But some people have it, but they don't know that this thing is possible. The time that you're using to go to your boyfriend's house to go and scrub his floor just so that he will look at you and think you're a good wife material. Use it to develop yourself, okay? The guy will respect you more. Develop yourself, okay? Develop yourself. Nobody gets an award for being the most miserable person or you suffered the most. And definitely take care of your health, okay? Take care of your health. I am so intentional about my health right now. Nobody gets an award for getting to heaven first. Nobody, nobody, nobody. Well, maybe when we get to heaven, I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think I've ever heard. Nobody gets an award for getting to heaven first. Sleep, sleep, sleep when you're supposed to sleep. Okay, instead of washing clothes and cleaning the floor and scrubbing and doing. I'm not saying your house should be in, you know, in a total complete mess. But do what you can do and leave the rest and go to sleep. Your children need you to be here. Okay, they need you to be here. And lastly, pay attention to what you do for people. Okay? See, if you're a people pleaser, I don't know how you would take this, but I'll say it anyways. A lot of times in our relationship, resentment don't come because of what the other person did. No, the other person has absolutely done nothing, okay? But you kept doing everything for them, kept sacrificing for them. You left your life alone and you carried their own on your head. You built their life for them because inside of you, you were sacrificing for them, but they didn't ask for it. To make matters worse, you didn't even tell them, you didn't let them know that it was a sacrifice. You didn't tell them. So they didn't know. So you abandoned yourself and you built the other person and God helps you. The person is not an emotionally mature person, and then you are carrying face and the person and this person is asking, what happened again? What have I done? And you're like, oh, I sacrificed everything for you. And the person is asking, but I didn't ask you to. But the truth is they didn't ask you to. You chose to do it. So when you do things for people, if you want them to pay you back, tell them. Tell them, tell them, tell them. If you know that you're not going to tell them to pay you back, then leave it to God. Let God pay you back. And if it's something that you cannot do for free without expecting a payback, have that conversation before you do it. If they tell you that, okay, I don't have the capacity to pay you back, then please don't do it. So that you don't resent innocent people. This resentment is just protect your time, protect your health, and protect your heart. Okay? See these three? Once you can protect those three, I promise you, you will be at peace with yourself and with a lot of people. I love you, and I'll see you in the next conversation. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I love you, baby. Bye.